Hey, it's Brad Parker, Crystal Palace fan, and you are listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. It's a parade.
Oh, it's a fucking parade for Crystal Palace right
parade.
now. It is.
Yes.
The biggest of parades.
It's a parade for goals.
You know it was a parade? Daddy this fucking weekend. 4-day fucking bender and a 13-hour car ride. But I'm still here on the mic, ready to do the show for you because I am a fucking professional. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the Malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Drunkard United! Drunkard United!
Hello and welcome to the Drunkard United Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me is the perplexed Samuel Graham. Sammy, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm actually not perplexed. It's just my face.
Okay, it's interesting to see you where you're not looking in your phone the entire time that I'm talking in the beginning, but you're actually looking at me, and you looked with bewilderment. So
Yeah, it's not the normal blue light that I experienced
because I always figure
at the
out
start of the show.
I always figure out what I'm going to call you right as I say hello and welcome to the Drunkard United Football Show. We're recording at Studio H just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please rate, subscribe, review, and share with a footballing friend. By the way, 3 reviews on iTunes recently. Some great little
really?
5-star ratings. Really appreciate it. Don't go looking them up now. Look them up later.
No,
I got
have
you.
to look them up now.
Oh, you're killing me. All right, well, I'm about ready to throw it back to you. Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Sam, why don't you tell the good people how they can get in touch?
Yeah, you can get in touch via email at dufootballshow@gmail.com or on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at dufootballshow.
Yeah.
For some of the older listeners, that's the @ symbol, the A with the circle around it.
Aw, very good. Nicely done. Props to Samuel Graham.
Thanks.
Well done. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, even if we've been drinking all fucking weekend, we've got to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Sammy, I found one in Chicago. Why don't you tell people about it?
Absolutely. This is number 17 on Whiskey Advocate's Top 20 from last year. This is the Bottled and Bond New Riff Rye. It will run you between $45.99 and $49.99. And if you're smart, you'll know what Bottled and Bond means. 100 proof. This is the ones where the U.S. government actually comes in, stamps the barrels after they watch you fill the barrels, and then they come and watch you unseal the barrels after said time of them.
I think it's 4 years.
Minimum of 4 years.
Yeah, minimum of 4.
This one is 100% rye. The master distillers here learned some distilling techniques of the very famous Bottled and Bond, not Bottled and Bond, I'm sorry, 95.5, that the master distiller at the Seagram's Distillery came up with many, many years ago.
Oh, very cool.
The new riff, though, which is where it gets its name, that 5%, this is 100% rye. That 5% that's changed from, what do they normally use?
Barley.
Wheat, barley?
Yeah, it's normally
that 5%
95.5.
is malted rye.
Ooh.
Instead of
Malted barley.
malted barley.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Nose, you'll get some spice showing mint, black pepper, and vanilla. A little bit of orange peel and wood. Cinnamon spice on the taste with vanilla and sweet toffee. And then fills your mouth with rye spice after that. And then a bold rye spice on the finish with a little bit of buttercream, lingering brown sugar, plus a mineral grassy rye tone that fades slowly. And all of that is spot fucking on.
It is lovely. And you know
excellent.
what? Pretty much the only people doing 100% rye is Whistle Pig. So to see somebody else doing it, and also American whiskey at that, which is highly uncommon because pretty much the best you can get is that Seagram's blend, which is the Alberta, right?
Yep.
Alberta, not Alberta, but Midwestern Grain Producers, MGP, is normally, that's the highest mix that they have, and that's pretty much the highest mix in the U.S.
Correct.
So to see somebody new doing that. That's pretty fucking cool. Like
yeah,
it.
awesome. And doing their own little take on it. So it's fantastic. Like I said, it'll run you between $45.99 and $49.99 by everything I found online. What did you actually pay for it, kind sir?
46, I think. $46.99, I
there you
believe
go.
it was. Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, it was fabulous. It well deserving of its top 20 placement. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, kids. Let's have ourselves a good...
up. Let's do this. LEEROY Jenkins.
The fuck?
You weren't ready for it, were you?
No.
You had
What?
no defense for this, do you?
No.
Neither did half of the fucking Premier League, mate. Here's your first segment, Goals Galore. Oprah's segment, we're going to call this one.
Okay.
Leeds 4, Fulham 3, Leicester 4, Burnley 2, Tottenham 5, Southampton 2, Everton 5, West Brom 2. Leeds back-to-back 7 fucking goal games
Jesus.
for a goal differential of 0 and a 1-1 record. Absolutely fucking fantastic.
I was just more fascinated by Marcelo Bielsa just walking around in circles, looking at his toes, fucking mumbling the entire time. Now, I was like, is he actually coaching, or is his mind just someplace else? Like every time on the sideline, just Marcelo walking around in a circle, looking at the ground,
And
just
then
walking around in a circle.
Sit back on his bucket for 10 minutes.
It was fucking
Get up,
brilliant.
walk around in a circle.
I will continue to steal your quote for the remainder of the year. Right here.
Right in the
Right
veins.
in my fucking veins.
Please.
Him all the fucking time.
I absolutely love it. I don't understand the level of defending. Well, the lack of defending. There is no level to the defending.
Right.
That went on this weekend. VAR fucked it a few times. Back to normal.
Yeah.
At least that's, there's one constant in our lives. This was one of those games with one of those penalties that I don't think was a penalty.
Right.
There was a couple of those this weekend. Also, some red cards. I think the red cards were actually spot on, and another rescinded red card over the weekend.
This weekend, I wrote down these stats: 6 braces, 1 hat trick, 1 quadruple, 4 red cards from the field, and 1 red card for the bench.
Yeah, I think they call for a haul.
A haul?
A haul.
Okay.
A haul of goals. Yeah, it's a brace, hat trick, haul, and then I don't think there's anything after that.
You're a
until you
fucking-
get to 6.
Blowjobs 24 hours, 7 days a week if you got 5 in a game.
Yeah, something like that. 4 assists for Harry Kane too. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But yeah, interesting. Tim Ream was dropped for this one.
Right. Yeah,
After
they had the
his-
new kids in.
Yeah, after his kind of howler against us in the opening weekend. But Helder Costa opened up the scoring after just 4.5 minutes. Fantastic strike of the ball.
Oh, it was a great hit.
That's the one that's really going to get talked about. The other ones were pretty basic, I think. But what a game!
It was,
Just,
it
you
was
could
insane.
never look away.
And here they are. So I'm watching, like I said, I'm in Chicago. I'm watching with Melissa's uncle, who's not really a football fan. Like he's Midwestern guy. He's NFL and MLB all day, right? And he's watching. He's kind of asking questions. And at 4-1 for Leeds, he's like, "Why are they still pressing? Why aren't they trying to like hold on to the lead?" And I go,
You see that guy on the bucket?
"Oh, the one walking around in circles talking to himself." Because that's what that lunatic does. He just never takes the foot off the, and they start scoring goals, and he's like, I think it was 2 from Mitro, right? Yeah.
Yes, Mitro, one
He
from
was-
the spot, and
Yeah.
and then a one from open play.
I was just like, how are you like, seriously, guys, you can't continuously do this. This is going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Now, in the meantime, it's fun as shit to watch.
100%.
Oh my God, it's a fucking blast to watch. Come on, most times you go, oh, the 2 newly promoted sides, it's going to be a fucking snooze fest, right? You don't even
Yeah.
want to watch it.
No.
It was a fucking fantastic
Balls
game.
to the fucking wall, man.
Oh my God,
It was excellent.
fantastic.
What a way to announce yourself into the Premier League. Period. Mel.
My Lord.
Robin Koch gave away a penalty again.
Yep.
Slid in pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Had a hard time.
You are not going to let those dick jokes go.
I am
Nope.
too tired to be witty.
He he did not cover himself in glory, nor his
No.
team.
I think what Bielsa had done, he goes, get me
I'm
a
not
center.
touching that one.
He goes, get me a center back. He gets him a center back. He takes him aside, looks at me, goes, you stop teams from scoring. And that's all the advice he got.
Yeah,
I think
pretty
that's
much.
exactly what he's done.
Pretty much. Man, That's funny.
Oh,
What are you gonna do? All right, Leicester Burnley.
Yeah. Thanks, fucking Burnley. Seriously. Fucking thank you. I could have had nice things. I could have had Everton at the top of the table, but no, you had to ship 4 goals, which is something you never fucking do.
Yep.
Jesus.
And really, it started fairly even.
it was 1-1 at halftime.
Shots were even. Possession ended up being dominated by Leicester, as you would expect
Yeah.
from anybody playing Burnley, to be honest with you. But Chris Wood had the opener. Leicester took the lead, or I'm sorry, Burnley took the lead here. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
a great finish as well. Lovely goal. Good strength, good reaction. A perfect meathead goal.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Wood is one of the biggest meatheads in the Premier League. I'd say him and Mitro are probably the 2 biggest meatheads, besides Harry Maguire.
Right.
Definitely Harry Maguire's number 1. Sorry.
How I explained Mitro to my uncle as we're watching the match. I go, yeah, you see that big guy up there? He's Serbian, so he's mean as shit, and he's a very good player. He knows how to score and get around the goal, and he's a dick.
Yeah.
All the
All
time.
the time.
Like
All the time.
all the time. And then there's like he does something cynical. Like 5 seconds later, the guy goes, I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. But some wild stuff in this game. Slack defending, uncharacteristically, honestly, from Burnley. Saw James Justin get his goal. And then they just got sucked over onto the left side of the play and completely forgot about that overlapping run he made to the far post. Had time to take a touch and then slotted home nicely, to be fair to him. Jimmy Dunn with a header. Just will and determination to win that ball.
And then an own goal for the other goal from them, right?
From my left back on my fantasy team.
Excellent.
Eric
Well done.
Peters
Good
finished with a -2.
Wonderful.
Quality.
Disappointing for Burnley because you had the extra week. You would think you'd be prepared. And although Leicester won 3-0 against West Brom, they needed a lot of help. They needed 2 penalties to do that. And you would have thought the tough, tried and true defense that is Burnley would have probably put them to the sword a little bit more, made them play a little tougher, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't at all.
I'm with you. Completely agree. Leicester grew into the game. Like I said, it started fairly even, and Burnley went up early. And Leicester's looked a little shaky here and there.
You're right.
In patches. But then in both instances so far this season, they've grown into the game, got their feet under them, and started to play the football we've come to expect from them over the last few years.
And currently find themselves sitting top of the fucking league.
Yep.
I mean,
On
I know
goal
it's just
difference,
2 weeks
but
in,
yeah.
but they're top of the fucking league.
Absolutely.
You know?
So they're in with a shout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5,000 to 1.
5,000 to 1. Not this year. 5,000 to 1.
That's right. All right. Tottenham, Southampton.
5-2. I can tell you right now, I was bender all day drinking for all 4 days. So Daddy slept in for this one and figured Mr. Graham would pick up the heavy load. I'm glad I didn't watch it because all I would have done was just scream about the inspiration to the children.
Oh, yeah. And it was a lovely haul.
Sam, the children, Mr. Son. So,
Southampton were excellent for the opening 40 minutes, and Spurs looked bang average.
yeah.
Ings had a great take on 32 minutes to put Southampton in top. Another team going up top front and then shipping a boatload of goals immediately after that.
Yeah.
Son, though, got his first in first half stoppage time. It was a wonderful finish. And then I don't know what happened in the dressing room. At 1-1 at halftime, you'd think, all right, we're in this with a fighting chance. Let's come out. Let's do stuff.
Ooh, I know what happened.
Giovanni Lo Celso happened.
Jose looked at everybody and said, if you all don't start playing well, you don't get to golf with Gareth. Period. End of discussion.
That's right.
And they were inspired.
Fair enough. Could be. Could absolutely be. Son rattled 3 more goals off, obviously, and then assisted Harry Kane for the 5th. Harry Kane then given man of the match.
For 4 assists
What
and a goal.
dick. Yeah. What a dick. What a
Couldn't have
fucking
happened
dick.
to a nicer guy.
Fucking mouth breather. I guess the people voting for the awards are fucking mouth breathers too.
Must be.
So there shouldn't really have been a penalty. I discussed this for Southampton's second, just like in the Leeds game. I'm sorry. There was the Palace. No, it was Leeds and Palace. Both had shit penalties given as well.
Well, shit penalty, and then De Gea got called for coming off the line.
Also as well. Oh, and yeah, exactly. But VAR did call it a penalty. It was nuts. I really do, though, think that your game plan as Southampton should not be, let's get 9-0 out of the way so we could be good the rest of the year. Let's do it now.
Right.
That shouldn't be the game plan.
No.
And that's what it looked like. They were lethargic in the second half. They just didn't look like they won it. When Spurs... There's no real statistical correlation between a team scoring in first half stoppage time to either equalize or take the lead, you being deflated and then coming out flat in the second half. There's no real stats that back that up. But all of us as athletes know that if we do that to somebody, it's a psychological thing, right?
Right.
And Southampton showed that weakness, showed that mental weakness immediately following halftime.
Yeah.
Where Son just ran rampant and they allowed him to do that.
Yeah.
So, that's my take on it. Everton 5, West Brom 2.
Let me say the following. I said it last week.
I'm sorry. Did you call your doctor?
Why?
For the erection you've experienced that's obviously lasted more than 4 hours.
Oh, I don't have that problem like Kyle Martino does for Liverpool, but well said.
Mel, I wrote that. That's pretty good. I'm going to do stand-up. Follow me on Instagram.
I said this last week. I'm going to say it again this week. Pereira and Diangana are gems. They're really, really fucking talented.
Hear that,
They're-
West Ham?
They're really, really fucking talented. It's a shame, unfortunately, for West Brom that their central midfield and their defense is below bang average.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go so far to call it utter and complete shit yet, but their central midfield, now, not the easiest thing in the world to have to go up against, Alan Decore and Andres Gomez, and then you have Richie, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and James all coming at you as well. But you got to at least show something kind of reserve, and they got worked.
Yeah. I don't even recall, and I'll look it up real quick, but I don't recall them getting many cards either, West Brom.
Well, other than the red, the big red.
Well, the red, yeah. But I mean,
there
that was Kieran Gibbs punching James in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
It was ridiculous. But other than that, I don't remember them getting any cards for real. And that's something I don't like to see.
Yeah,
if you're beginning to get pumped, stand up for yourself. That's the only card they got was his straight red.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Put a motherfucker on the ground.
Yeah. Let him know you're not going to fucking have a nice time now.
Calvin Lewin's gotten 2 on you, and he's going for his third, which is the clear away, easy as fuck header.
Yep.
Like, somebody needs to put that fucker on the ground.
Exactly.
Like, you got to hit him. Like,
100%. Fantastic VAR decision making in this game.
oh, my God,
However,
yes.
though, with the header, obviously for the opener,
Yep.
coming off of the West Brom player, thus ruling Calvert-Lewin onside, and the goal being allowed to stand.
And Calvin Lewin in the air puts his foot behind the ball and back heels it on the jump.
Yeah, looks good.
I'll tell you what, each year, and then I really want to kind of get, I got a few things here, and then I want to kind of get more to the red cards in particular.
Yep.
Each year, we always have someone where we go, how the fuck did they make top 5 in scoring, right? Last year would be Danny Ings, right? Just kind of out of nowhere, a surprise. Hell, the year Leicester won the title, who would have thought fucking Jamie Vardy? Because the year before and all that time before, he was a 10 to 12 goal scorer. He was a scrappy guy, but that season he scored in 17 straight games or some shit. Like,
Yep.
like
Broke Ruud van Nistelrooy's record.
out of nowhere. He's got nothing but fucking talent around him, and all he's got to do is pick up the fucking trash. Do you think Dominic Calvert-Lewin could be that guy this year where we just at the end of the year go, he finished 3rd in scoring with 24 fucking goals? Like, whoa.
It's possible. He's still young, so he could be streaky, but Everton are approaching this with a clear game plan, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of teams have now picked that up this season, where last season we saw with some of the new coaches coming in, some of the things that were happening, we saw, my boys in particular, people not have plans, not have a point of attack. This is how we're going to play. We're going to play our stuff. And I think he'll benefit from that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And we'll see if his now experience, because he was relied upon last year all season, was his first real run in a top-level team ever.
Right.
To some success. So
15 goals.
With that experience, somebody like Tammy, I think Tammy Abraham should be starting.
Right.
And having Werner, who can play out wide, run off of him.
Right.
Because he, as you said, what was 17 goals for him last season.
Right.
Those players need to be playing. And all you're going to do by dropping them in Tammy's instance is damage his confidence and credibility.
I don't know why Tammy hasn't been loaned out yet, because if he's not going to start, fucking have him
he
go
needs
play
to go somewhere. Yeah.
Keep him
Back
in
to
the Prem.
Villa.
Leave him in the Prem.
Loan him back to Villa.
But
They
loan
need
him-
somebody.
No, not anymore. They got the Traore too now from
Loan
Lyon.
him to West Brom. They need goals.
Yeah, they. Oh, fuck yeah, they do.
You know, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it seems like he's got Ancelotti's confidence, and now he has people around him that can give him that service on a regular basis. And if Richarlison's having a shit day, James is there. And if James is having a shit day, Andres Gomez is there with 1-2s and wall passes. And Richarlison's there for crosses. And Digne's there for crosses. And Seamus Coleman, when he's fit, is there for crosses.
Yeah.
So now he's got service. It's only about the finishing. He doesn't have to create anything on his own. He doesn't have to do anything. He's strong. He's balanced. And he's got a good eye for goal. I think he could be one where Danny Ings found himself last season.
Yeah.
Staring down the barrel of an England call-up for the Euros,
Yeah.
especially because Harry Kane was hurt going into COVID.
Yeah.
The talk was Danny Ings leading the line for England at the Euros. I think if Dominic Calvert-Lewin maintains his level from last season and then ups it just a little and plays consistently,
Right.
you're going to see him in an England shirt for the Euros next summer.
I would tend to agree with that. So he has a hat trick.
And
James,
potentially taking Tammy's place.
yeah, that wouldn't
in that
surprise
squad.
me. James scores his first goal.
Belter.
Fucking
Yeah.
beaut.
A belter.
You're like, oh, that's why we got him right there. You know, all the passing is great, but you see that and you just go, oh yeah. And then has 1 assist, and then Richarlison has 2 assists. Richarlison's still not in the net yet, but it's like you just feel like, oh, that time's coming. In fact, one of the goals was the ball came to Richarlison from James, and noticing that he wasn't going to get it on target, tipped it across, and Calvin-Lewin swung in and knocked it home.
Very unselfish from
Yeah.
him, where he would have in recent seasons been completely selfish
Okay, so
in that situation.
So let's do the red cards real quick. The first one, Kieran Gibbs, you're a veteran player. I don't care what James nudged you, or if he's talking shit to you, or if he's been talking shit to you all game. You know better. You know better.
Right.
Kick him in the fucking shins one time and take a fucking yellow card.
Absolutely.
Don't slap him in the face. Because guess what
You
happens
can't
when you
d-
slap somebody in the face?
Red card.
That's straight red.
Straight red. You can't do that. It's you wait, you remember that. You say, okay, motherfucker, I gotcha.
Yeah.
And you tell him in English. And, I mean, you played in Arsenal's team long enough, had a load of Spaniards there.
Yeah.
Probably could tell him, listen, motherfucker, in Spanish, too.
Yeah. And put him on his fucking ass.
And you wait 2-3 plays. Next time that he's running at you,
Yeah.
and you just throw his shoulder right in the middle of his chest and then stand over him. Easy. It's not hard. I've done it 1,000 times, which is why I've gotten a lot of yellow cards in my day. But I haven't gotten a ton of reds
Yeah.
because I don't just often slap people in the face for no fucking reason because he bumped me. Like, come on, man.
The red card at halftime to Slaven
Bilic.
Bilic. I think uncalled for.
I would tend to agree with you.
Now, there's been other shows that I've listened to that said you could hear the audio, you could hear him cussing. Yes, you could hear him cussing
Everybody cusses at everybody all the time.
after he got the red card.
Right.
He was walking behind Mike Dean. Mike Dean, doing some DVAC out there, was walking away from him, not turning around or even acknowledging him. Guess what Bilic was trying to talk to him about? Not the red card. He was talking to him about a foul he believed that he had missed, and he had missed a few fouls, and he was like, look, I just want you to talk to me. And he's just trying, and
Right.
and then Dean turns around, gives him a red card, and walks away.
This is at halftime, right?
Yes.
At halftime.
I would say it was an uncalled red.
Mike Dean has seen an opportunity here. You got to think about who you're talking about.
Right.
There's literally no football happening.
Yeah.
The television cameras are fixed on the tunnel where everybody is walking.
Yeah.
And Dino's like, I could be the star of this show.
That's very true.
Not a problem.
Very true. He you notice he got rid of the beard. He was like, ooh, too many people liked me with the beard. I need to go back to being a
Yeah.
dickhead.
I just need to mix it up.
Yeah, it's referees, you deal with a lot of shit. We're not saying you don't. But if a coach is addressing you professionally, it is your job to turn around and respectfully listen. You don't have to say a word. You have to say, I'm satisfied with the decisions on the field and walk away. But you at least turn around and you look them in the fucking eye.
And you acknowledge them. You acknowledge their, okay, I hear you.
You look like a fucking punk when you're walking away, and then he's just trying to get your attention. He's not cussing. He's not swearing. His voice is raised, but it's nowhere close to being screaming. It was like what Clattenburg did to Carlo in last season, where it was like on your way, and
off your pop.
Yeah, like. And he's not even yelling. He's talking to him logically, and he just like, seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Well, referees have egos also, and I guarantee you he saw an opportunity here to be the star of the show. I've already sent off a West Brom player. Everton's going to win this game.
Very good.
Not a problem. So I'm not going to play another part in this. I need there to be a talking point about myself. I want to break Twitter again. So he sends off Slaven Village.
Excellent. So you all done there, LEEROY?
Yes. LEEROY Jenkins is done, and you can have the show back.
An early season heavyweight fight, and our first big upset happened this weekend. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0, Palace 3, Man U 1.
I almost did it again.
You almost jumped in again?
Just to fucking do it.
You really love yourself, don't you?
I do. That's why I wore my It's All About Me shirt today.
Well said. Well said. Clear red card in the Liverpool-Chelsea match.
Yeah, definitely. One of 3 rugby tackles this weekend.
Yeah. And that also happened, we'll talk about it later in the Villa game. I'm sorry, if you make it even questionable, if your hands are on them, it does not matter how hard or soft the foul is. If you are the last defender, and it doesn't matter how close the goalie is to the play either, if you're the last defender and they're clear away between the sticks going right at goal, you're getting sent the fuck off.
Yep.
It's over. It's going to happen every single time. And in both instances, how do you let it happen in the first half? Just let them on.
Yep.
Let them on. You know, let
Absolutely.
him on, run with him, bump him a little, but just
let him in.
Let him in.
At that point in the game as well, you have time to come back.
If he scores, it means fuck all. You can get that goal back.
Absolutely.
You get the red, it's fucking over.
You have to reorganize. You have to, but it gives you the opportunity to do that with 11 men on the pitch.
That game had all the makings of a drab 0-0, let's feel each other out, or a 1-1 draw. You single-handedly changed that game by getting sent off.
Yeah, both keepers actually started well, and there was some good football on display to start the game. Even Kepa played okay at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then Kepa.
Yes, he did.
The first goal.
I mean, can you really call it a brace to Mane, or do you call it, he got one and then gifted another? It was like buy one, get one free day.
Yeah, it was BoGo day at the bridge. That's true. It was BoGo day at the bridge.
I love it.
So the first one, not really a surprise. Mane got his 5 head all over that cross. Lovely from Roberto Firmino.
I think he's actually trimming that hairline back further so he can get more optimum head ball availability on that big old head.
He's got 5G for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sadio Mane is spreading COVID through 5G. Guaranteed. Allegedly. Allegedly guaranteed.
Allegedly.
And then Kepa. Kepa. Why? Just put your foot through it.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Just put your foot through it. Put it out for a corner. Put it out for a throw in. Pass it back to somebody else and make it their fault.
Well, the thing
what are you doing? He tries a weak ass vertical pass from inside of his 6, knowing Mane, one of the quickest players in the Premier League, is chasing him down.
I would start
because he received the pass from that side, that Mane was running from. He could see him on the way.
Yeah.
First time, crank it downfield, reorganize.
Well, here's the thing. It's the Pep tiki-taka style of play, playing it out of back, and it's like it's the new bright shiny toy. Every club wants to do it. I mean, even smaller sides or lesser ability sides are
like Brighton
doing it. They're all doing it. I think we are going to see on average a goal a week from this shit because it's so risky and it's just meant for there to be a screw up. But you saw Liverpool do it to Arsenal last season. Like that shit's gonna happen.
But and Arsenal do it to Watford the season before, Ben Foster. You have to have your own mind at the same time. The coach can give you, the manager can give you the game plan. He can give you, this is what we want to do. But in these minor situations, right, that clearing it down the line in this minor situation doesn't ruin the game plan. What it did was you cleared the danger. Yeah. Occasionally, you just have to fucking do what's necessary. In the Villa game today.
Well, if your coach starts yelling at you, you just be like, I didn't like what I saw. I got rid of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen,
he can't yell at you for that.
In the Villa game today, Emi Martinez came out. It was a pretty dangerous cross, or a cross into a dangerous area. Emi Martinez came out to the edge of the 6 to catch, and Konsa headed it behind for a corner. What Emi Martinez do? Slapped him on the ass. Well done, mate. You deal with it. You take responsibility and fucking deal with it. Right? This was bullshit. And even if Frank is telling him to play out of the back, even if that's the case, right?
Right.
You have to take matters into your own hands. Be your own man. Stand up and take fucking responsibility, right? I don't care if the manager yells at me in that situation. There are many times playing indoor.
Right.
I've gotten yelled at for clearing because nobody was talking and I didn't know where the opponents were.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody was closing me down or not, and I'm not going to get caught dwelling on the ball. I clear it to nobody.
Right.
And I had time, but nobody told me I had time.
Right,
So fuck you guys.
Fuck you,
right?
tell me I got time.
I don't give a shit. Tell me what I had. I can't see full 360. Let me know what I got around me. Right? And then I can deal with it. They should have been screaming to him, out, clear it.
Right.
You know?
Away.
Afuera, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Afuera. You know what I mean? So it's completely his fault. End of story. And if anybody, because I heard some of the pundits saying, well, maybe his manager told him to do it. Fuck that. Take responsibility and clear the ball.
Right.
Stupid.
Again, you tell him I didn't feel comfortable. I needed to get it away. Your manager is not going to yell at you.
This
for
is
that.
exactly why they're going to put a £72 million goalkeeper on the bench when they buy that kid from Rennes.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely going to happen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Other than that, it was a rather drab affair. Like, I mean, it's
is most of the top 6 games.
Great win for Liverpool. Taking nothing away from that. That's, you know what? You're in their building with the team that's supposed to be the new bright shiny toy. That's gonna fucking. I need to stop saying that because I've said it now 3 times, and that's not going to be the title of the show. But they keep. That's the team that's going to quote. Dethrone you, right? Like, this is the one you got to watch out for. That is a great answer to that team.
Absolutely. As was the penalty save was a great second round reach around for me.
Oh, yeah. And
now you cunts can't make fun of me anymore because my goalkeeper scored more than most of the league strikers this week.
Hey, well done. Finally.
Finally. It's the second game.
Law of averages, he's on 5 points. My keeper still did pretty darn well for me, too. Because he made lots of saves. That's the big thing. Lots and lots of saves. And that leads us into our next game, which is Crystal Palace shocking Manchester United.
Was it shocking?
That was fucking pathetic from Manchester United.
One of the worst performances I've seen from them.
Fucking shocking. Fucking shocking.
Palace honestly should have had 3 more.
Yeah.
And then take the 1 away because it was a shit penalty call that I don't agree with.
Pogba seemed completely disinterested in the match, and of course,
still getting over COVID.
And then got subbed out with the possible replacement, which now means is Pogba back to being bitchy, whiny Pogba again and wants to get sold and like. Oh, and here's the other great thing. You can guarantee the following now. Bob Woodward, right? No, that's the journalist.
That outed Trump. Yeah. Well, they told us all what we already knew.
Yeah, the chairman of
Ed Woodward.
Ed Woodward. Thank you. I knew it was Woodward. I just couldn't remember his first name.
Burning bags of poop on his doorstep.
Yeah.
Last season a few times.
I can guarantee you this is what's going to happen. Need a central defender. Overpay for Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
This is exactly what's going to happen.
100% because Jadon Sancho will sell shirts.
And it will fix nothing.
100%.
It will fix fucking nothing.
Absolutely.
And the thing is Lindelof needs to be off that fucking field. He needs to be off the fucking
The problem
five
is
on
who
the
they're
bench.
going to put in? Eric Bailly? Phil Jones? What are they going to do?
That's why they need to fucking buy a center back.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, but Lindelof is going to play.
Sorry, West Ham's offering fucking $25 million for Tchaikovsky from Burnley. offer fucking 30 and take him. He's better than any other option you have next to fucking Maguire.
Even injured as he is now.
I mean, it's just fucking, it's
And Maguire's head is still in Greece, apparently.
horrible.
I don't know what he saw in that Greek prison, but it's changed him. He's a big pussy now. It was woeful. Loads upon loads of possession.
Yep.
But they were outshot by Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They took none of their chances.
Granted,
they were
no fans
wasteful.
there, but at Old fucking Trafford.
Yeah, at Old Trafford as well. Exactly. Lovely take from Van der Beek, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good finish from him, a debut goal for him.
Yep.
But that is literally the only positive Manchester United could take from that.
Saha got me 15 points this week.
Yeah,
that was nice.
It was a great display from Crystal Palace. I can't believe I'm saying it, Brad, but Crystal Palace looked so far very organized and the real deal.
It's, you know what?
But Jordan Ayew fucking sucks.
Oh my God, what a shit penalty. Well, now you knew who is not going to take penalties for you when Milivojevic is not on the pitch. Not
Jordan Ayew.
No, not at all.
I have a problem with this, actually.
Okay.
First, it was a shit penalty.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay, I agree. The coming off the line.
Oh, he was way off.
Yeah.
Way off.
He was not close to the line anymore.
Yeah.
But if it needs to be retaken, I believe it should be retaken exactly how it was, unless there's an injury.
Yeah, you can't sub out the
You
guy.
should not be able to switch out the penalty taker.
Yeah, make Ayew go up and take it again.
Yep.
You know what? I
have a problem with
I
that.
would agree with that. I would definitely.
Right.
I mean, even though it got me valuable fantasy points, which is what all that really matters.
So, right. No, I agree. You're looking through your blue and red
My fantasy colored glasses.
Yeah.
My fantasy, my dream coded glasses.
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
Little stars and kaleidoscopes in my glasses when
Right.
we're talking fantasy, right?
Yeah, spoiler alert, Sam lost this week. So it didn't matter anyway.
Not by much. Still scored a lot of fucking points. Whole lot more than everybody else.
Inch or a mile. Except the guy you were playing, actually.
That's okay. He was in second. I was in first. Now I'm in second and he's in first.
You're not.
Oh, okay. Well, BBR.
Because I won 6 points. He won. He has 6 points. I'm still in third.
Uh-huh.
But I'm only plus minus. I'm my point differential. I'm 30 points behind him.
Okay.
But we're coming on to that.
But you're behind me, right?
No.
Oh, wow.
You are 1-1. I'm 2-0.
Okay.
I have 6 points to your 3.
All right. Well, that's fine. I'll get that soon enough. When I play you, because you score like 20 points a game.
I'll
So
be
it's all
fine.
right.
Don't worry
All
about
right,
it.
go ahead. Keep it going.
I completely forgot what I was talking about.
The shooter. Changing the shooter.
It's fucked up. I think it's stupid. Just like in the NBA, free throws. The person that gets fouled has to take the free throws unless it's an injury, right? And then with that, if there's a lane violation, which there never is in the NBA, but if they ever were to call it, that shooter has to retake his shot.
Yeah.
You know, why you can't change that. I think it's ridiculous that they were allowed to do that.
Oddly enough, dare I say, Everton Crystal Palace next week, the marquee matchup?
No. Arsenal plays Liverpool Monday night, you twat.
I know, I'm just being silly. Come on.
That's why I had to call you out for it.
It's called an entertaining radio show, you know?
And they pay to hear me bust your balls, my friend.
You don't want any part of what's going on down here after a 13-hour car ride.
No, they don't pay for it. It's free.
I know.
If they did want to pay for it, how could they pay for it, Sam?
www.patreon.com/DUFootballShow, where you can sign up to 3 tiers and get access to all various sorts of fun shit.
You know, he threw that to me over the weekend. He was telling my uncle about the show and the subscribers. And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, Mel, and how would someone find that?"
That's brilliant.
You know, always be fucking selling, baby. Always be closing, but always
And
selling.
before we get into the third segment,
Yeah.
Mel, will you be so kind as to deliver us the
Yes.
weather, please?
It is currently 47 degrees.
There you go.
Bing bong.
And you could find that lovely report the first time the joke was made on the Soundcheck episode, which you get on Patreon.
Very good. All right, rounding out the rest of the league in O. So that happened. Arsenal 2, West Ham 1. Brighton 3, Newcastle 0. Villa 1, the Blades 0. City 3, Wolves 1. Solid win for the Gunners, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was. I feel like we did get a little lucky at times. Mikel Arteta even said it in his post-match. As there were some of the same old pieces of shit. And it basically surrounded Sead Kolasinac again.
Right.
And Rob Holding, who obviously were both here when we had our problems defensively, very much in the forefront of everyone's mind. Rob Holding got muscled by Mikel Antonio. There's no way about it. And
Right.
Sead Kolasinac caused the frantic play at the beginning of that move.
Right.
Other than that, we were pretty comfortable.
Right.
For the most part. We should have scored a few goals. They did hit the crossbar from a header as well.
Right.
So we weren't as strong as we were. Gabriel still looks excellent. I thought he played very well. Aubameyang missed a couple of chances he probably could have had.
No. Abba got that Fortnite money now, so he fucked off. He don't care no more.
It's bullshit.
He got that Fortnite money.
Did you watch the video after he signed the contract?
Yes, I did.
It brought a little tear in my eye, to be honest.
Tier DEA. Yeah, well, he needs to score Daddy fucking valuable fantasy points, and he also needs to make sure Daddy hits his fucking bets, which he didn't this week because somebody just got paid Fortnite money and said, "Fuck you, Big Sam."
Yes. Tierney went down in the warm-up with another hip injury, which is what the problem was when he arrived from Celtic. So I hope they can get that worked out quickly, because the more we have to play with Kolasinac, the worse off we're going to be.
Right.
Especially with Liverpool coming up. I'm sure that if Tierney is not fit by Monday, you will see the likes of Maitland-Niles or a system change in general, and Saka going back to that wing-back role that he was playing kind of pre-COVID and doing so well with when Mikel Arteta first arrived.
It may not be what Saka wants to do, but it's what's best for the fucking team.
It's what's going to be needed, and you sell it to him. You have to. You're part of the team, motherfucker. Do your job.
Right.
End of story. Other than that, all rumors of a bust, of problems between Ceballos and Nketiah, which we talked about last week with the pre-match shoving and all that kind of stuff. Last week, when Ceballos came on, his first pass was to Nketiah. This week, passes up a decent chance for himself because Nketiah was in a better position, very professional. They hugged afterwards after the Instagram post earlier in the week of them hugging after the game. Everything's fine, now.
Yep.
So which is great to see, and good for him to get some confidence and get on the score sheet, especially a winner. West Ham did look much more organized this time as compared to their opener, where they were very helter-skelter and got honestly picked apart like crazy by Newcastle. But overall, I think it was a decent performance for us, and we should have killed the game off and didn't.
They're a professional club, and they're managed by an old school manager.
Yep.
They are going to try every week. The problem is their club has taken away all the pieces to help them be successful. And it won't matter. There will be games like this where they'll be in it, and you'll go, well, it seems like there's something, and we could have almost had them. It's because you could have had them if you had the right pieces. If you had
The other problem is, you're absolutely right, but the other problem is I don't think David Moyes knows how to work with a player like Manuel Lanzini.
No.
Who could have offered the flair to change that game.
Yeah. Well, especially if the defense is fucking off the whole time, too. Like, it's an opportunity to put in someone who's going to attract more attention to him and open up spaces on the field.
100%. The other piece of all of that is we're just waiting for West Ham to now sell Jared Bowen so they can fuck off into the championship next season.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they bought him last season, so that ain't going to happen. Nice rebound for...
Don't put it past them.
That's true. I forgot this is fucking the new dumpster fire.
Smokey's up there pulling his ginger hair out now.
The new dumpster fire. And speaking of the old dumpster fire, great rebound for Brighton. A bit surprising from Newcastle. You thought, okay, there was a nice, solid professional win. I'm not expecting you to win all your games, Newcastle, but I'm at least expecting you to look halfway decent.
If somebody was worse than
than
Manchester United this week, it was Newcastle.
they looked terrible.
It was really bad. They were 2-0 down within 7 minutes.
Yeah.
No shots on target. And it really sums everything up.
Yeah.
It was pitiful.
Yeah.
It was a terrible performance.
Another brace in this game. That was Neil right?
Neil Make Less.
Make less. That's right. Neil Make Less. Got the brace, and it was over quick. It was over real quick. St. Maximin goes out with an injury as well, which doesn't help. That's a cringer. They've got plenty of players. I'm just a little surprised with that. That just I don't expect you to win, but at least lose 2-1 and look like you have some resolve. That was very much a head scratcher.
Yep.
If I was a Newcastle,
agree.
if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd look at the first week and go, "That was great. What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, Yeah.
And maybe that's what their season is this year. Maybe it's just continuously that. Big fucking W for Villa.
Yes, another rugby tackle.
You want to talk about at the end of the season what keeps you in 17th instead of 18th? It's beating Blades at the start of the season, 1-0 because one of their players got a red card and you took advantage of it.
Oh boy, did he ever!
Yeah, those first 11 minutes and 59 seconds though, it was bang average from both teams.
Oh god,
Oh, yeah.
It screamed 0-0. It screamed 0-0.
100%.
Yeah.
And then was it Johnny Egan?
It was Johnny again.
Mister.
Rugby tackle.
Yeah. Well,
Sent
no,
off.
he was grabbing on to Johnny Watkins. Like,
Ollie Watkins.
is it Ollie?
Yeah, it's Ollie
I don't know.
Watkins.
I'm in the car when I typed this up.
It was pretty
Autocorrect.
great.
Yeah.
Fucking
whatever.
autocorrect.
Let's just go by
Goddamn.
Watkins. I know it's Watkins. And what a
Duh,
cute. Oh, I
autocorrect.
loved his hair. So Johnny was coming around and Watkins was headed towards the goal and he was on scoring move and wrapped his arm completely around him. Now, after that, it didn't like much because Watkins was fighting back, but the initial grab was he had his arm completely around him.
Yeah.
Like Watkins had just stolen his candy bar and he was trying to get it back from him.
Yep.
If you're going at goal and you're between the pipes and going right at goal, it does not matter.
Yeah.
If you fucking pull on somebody, no matter how hard or soft it is,
Yep.
you're getting the fucking red.
The commentators were like, "Oh, that doesn't seem like much," and the
Doesn't
VAR
matter if
was
it's
like,
soft.
"No, that's a red
Well,
card."
clear and obvious. They called and gave a red card on the pitch. So now VAR has to prove that it was clearly and obviously not a red card.
Now,
And
you
can't
could
do
not.
that.
You could
No.
not. So for the most, I hate to say it. There's a whole season for him to fuck off. VAR for the most part getting it fucking right.
Yeah, those couple of penalty decisions, like I said, were kind of garbage.
no. Target
Not
later,
kind of garbage, they
Target
were
later in the
garbage.
game got a yellow card because it was an accidental trip up. Guy was going to score. I don't think Target did it on purpose. VAR said, "Yeah, it's a yellow card. It's not a red."
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
a natural tangle of legs, and not an action. It's a foul because you hindered the movement of an opponent,
Right.
but it's not a red.
Yeah.
But it's also with inside the box, and I believe inside the box,
Double jeopardy comes into play.
yeah, it's a even if it is a clear and obvious scoring advantage, you get a yellow because we're giving you the penalty.
Well, the double jeopardy rule, right?
Right.
Which they brought
Which
in. Yeah.
penalty didn't matter because Martinez.
You are
God,
welcome.
That was a sexy save. That was like
it was a
fully in air. Like
it was a comfortable height for a goalkeeper, though.
in injury time, I want you to kind of tell her his story with
Yeah.
Arsenal
Yeah, absolutely.
and kind of what a class act he's been and all that good
100%.
stuff.
And it definitely is wonderful to see. I'm happy for him. Also brought a little tear to my eye. It's a shame that Taylor also doesn't have him on his fantasy team.
Well, it was a great game. Villa finally got some shots on goal. We didn't make a whole lot, but the one we did make was Mings flicking it, doing that little backhead flick.
Yeah,
and
so-
then Konza was in the right spot at the right time and just bam,
But he
right
rose
in there.
well. I mean, there was a Sheffield United defender actually there.
Mm-hmm.
But from such an organized outfit like Sheffield United, you got to believe that Tyrone Mings shouldn't be getting on to that first ball in the first place.
Right.
It was a good
I
run
gotta
from
say,
him.
Sheffield had great defense. I
Yeah,
mean,
they always
one
do.
man down. It was what is it? They parked right in front
Yeah,
of
they
the goal.
parked
Parked the bus.
And it was.
And
but
they
we
had
got-
they had a couple of chances on the break as well.
I mean,
But we
it could
got
also
shots.
just been
Right.
could have
And
just been they
Jack-
got
Jack was-
exhausted as well because
Jack
that's
was
what ultimately
frustrated.
happened.
Yeah, and Jack was terribly unlucky.
Oh, he was.
He had
so
a few shots,
frustrated.
especially towards the end of the game, to kill it off.
Yeah.
You would have really liked to have seen Villa kill this game off towards the end.
Yeah,
it
get
just
that
didn't
second
happen.
goal.
No.
Yeah.
That second goal would have been nice. Yeah,
I think we
Davis
had
had a
more-
straightaway at
Yep.
goal that he missed.
It felt like we had more attempts on goal in that game than we did like 5 weeks combined last season.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty there, you know what that makes us? A no Malort Monday.
No Malort Monday.
No Malort Monday. We are all 2 games in, kids, and we haven't had to do a shot of Malort yet. Well,
Whoop,
her
whoop.
one, but, that's pretty nice. Last one, City Wolves. Didn't know what City team was going to show up. And
A very eccentric one with those shirts.
but it's weird because we saw kind of both City teams we expected to show up.
Yeah.
We saw the one that's going to be world beaters in the first half, and then we saw the ones who
That-
might be a little shaky in the second half.
That missed Emerick Laporte and David Silva
yeah.
completely.
Yeah. But first half they looked brilliant. World beaters. Like,
Yeah.
hand them the fucking title right now. They look that fucking good.
But at the same time, the normal, organized, energetic, footballing Wolves team that we've come to expect over the last couple of seasons didn't show up today at all.
Well, second half. They
They
showed up in the
showed up
second
a little bit,
Yeah.
but Jimenez, the one that comes to mind was the one crossed in from the right-hand side
Yeah.
that he hit with his left foot and went wide. He at least test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, make the
You know,
keeper
there
make a
was
save.
one or two in the first half that he had chances, weren't even on target. And it's like, that. It's not them. And then he found his rhythm, I guess you'd say.
Right.
Brilliant fucking header. Brilliant header to score that goal. Jesus, stoppage time, deflection, unlucky for the third from Wolves. It honestly could have been worse.
You know what that was? Again, valuable fantasy points.
Right. In a losing effort. But that was it. They City do look different without David Silva. And they're going to have to play a little bit differently. It was weird to see De
course.
Bruyne that far forward. He's always in and amongst it, going forward, but he's one that's normally that link up between, and Silva was the guy. Today it was Foden who was the link up and De Bruyne was the guy.
Right.
And I don't know if he didn't have enough time on the ball. I don't know. But those opening 15 minutes or so, there was a couple of misplaced passes that you normally don't see from him.
Also, Gundogan popped positive, so I think they went with Fernandinho and
Foden. And Rodri.
Rodri. I think Gundogan kind of does a lot of that thankless work in the middle that might have helped, and Foden could have been a bit more creative.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fernandinho, I think, was part of the back three with John Stones and Nathan
Yeah,
Ake.
that's right. He was. Yeah.
And not in the midfield.
Right.
I think it was Rodri, Phil Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne down the spine.
Yeah.
And outside, you had Raheem Sterling. Honestly, I didn't know who the guy was on the other side.
So,
It escapes
no,
me.
Mendy was on the pitch as well. Mendy was playing one of the wings.
Benjamin Mendy was on the left wingback role.
Yeah, wingback role. Yeah.
And then Jesus Aguero's out for a few weeks.
Right.
And again, Jesus waited until stoppage time to get his goal.
Yeah.
So
He's going to get every chance to be the starter on that team with Aguero out. I mean, and also Aguero aging. He's going to try to let him do it, but if he doesn't start being more convincing sooner, he isn't going to have that job for much longer.
Nope. And did you see? I loved the way in which the penalty was given away. Did you notice this?
No, I was listening to it because I was driving.
When he slid in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And De Bruyne obviously got there first, was faster. It was a definite penalty. He slid, caught De Bruyne, missed the ball. And as he's sliding, right, he'd already swung his leg and caught De Bruyne. As he's sliding, he straightened his legs back out and lifted his hands, saying, "I didn't do anything," while still sliding. Fucking brilliant. I love the play's not even over, and you're already saying you didn't do something. Guess what that means?
You definitely
You fucking did something.
Time to tell you what little we know. It is prediction time. Graham was the only one who hit.
Yep.
Everybody else missed.
About to say what little y'all know.
All right, so real quick, I forgot to do this last week. Tradition here on the DU Football Show is when Sam and I always go to the horse track, we always have a drink. After we have that first drink, we then set it aside as the cup of losers. So we feed the horse racing gods losers in hopes that they will be looked down upon us graciously and give us winners later in the day. So we have our Sports Direct coffee mug here that we fill with losing bets that was overflowing last year.
Yeah,
And
big time.
I have
Especially for me.
I have two to put in because I lost last week, which was my bad for picking a new dude, is what I wrote there because I picked Werner to score in his first match. And my bad for picking a guy who signed a new deal and doesn't care anymore, which is your boy, Aubameyang.
Not true.
Well, until he starts scoring me fantasy points and hitting bets for me, I'm going to say he's already mailed it in.
Well, I think that you should he did score you fantasy points because he had an assist. So I think you should check your facts and fucking pay attention to what's going on.
Third pick overall. I expect goals every week. Chop, chop. Get to it, motherfucker.
It's a team sport. And you should just be grateful that you have someone of such quality. If you don't want him, I will be more than happy to take him off your hands.
No more goals now.
All right, what you bet this week, killer?
Tottenham to beat Newcastle. That way, even if I lose it, I'm happy.
Okay, I heard.
But also parlay that with Everton to beat Crystal Palace in the rubbing of the other thigh.
Heard
I
rubbing
guess
of the
you'd
other
say,
side.
to
Got it.
Arsenal Liverpool, who you can't pick a clear winner in that one for sure.
Heard.
That gives me plus 203. So Tottenham to beat Newcastle and Everton to beat Palace. Any score doesn't matter. Any goal scores doesn't matter. Plus 203.
Very good. Well, Pat
Risking $100.
Very good. Well, Pat had a chance at a draw, which he'll mention in his email, but the late winner made it a loser and finds himself down $118.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
A new season, old rules don't apply. Well, I was several minutes away from hitting my Arsenal draw this past week for $350. I bet Graham's butt was puckering in that match.
Little squeaky bum time.
Little squeaky bum time. So this week, I'm going to do what I said I was never going to do again. Bet on Chelsea. I just don't see any way around it. Saturday, we have West Brom versus Chelsea, and I'm going to take Chelsea minus the 250 to win 100. If they lose or draw, I reinstate my rule from last year. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week, boys.
Just so y'all know, also, just give a quick shout out, even though they don't pay us and they should. To get the odds that we use on the show, we go to us.888sport.com.
Excellent. Working on trying to get us someone to sponsor that old betting segment.
That'd be nice.
Would
Could
be
use the
nice.
money.
We are working on that one. So, by the way, everybody, this is a tell. If we end up getting it, we need you to use it and bet.
100%.
It's the only way we'll fucking keep them.
Right. I mean, I'll probably put enough money in to support them for a while.
We know Pat will.
As I've mentioned many times, your boy got Fortnite money, and that's why I didn't hit. So I'm down $200, and I need to shut you the fuck up.
No
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Picking one of the same games you're picking as well. Picking the Toffees this week to win over Palace with Richie to score Richarlison at a plus 300.
Wow. Look at that.
He hasn't been scoring, got great fucking odds on it. And I don't know why they would give great odds on it, because he's constantly around the net and you're just like, the goal's coming. Like,
Right.
It's gonna happen.
Could be. Or
No.
he's just in his slump early.
Oh, heard. Now, that was a really good segment.
It is. It always is.
But we give you more. We give you Kitty the Chicken.
We call that a dramatic pause.
So Kitty was not glad all over as Palace shocked Man United, and we came back to a trashed coop with handles of Tito's and shredded Red Bull cans all over the place.
Who do you think was over this weekend, Sam?
Well, it had to be Jamie motherfucking Vardy.
Now, first, I gave Kitty an earful for throwing Ragers with foxes while we aren't home. Second, I gave her Arsenal heading to Liverpool. Now, Kitty went into her coop, pulled out the iPad, and showed me a YouTube of the 2019 Golden Globes with Daniel Craig and Idris Elba sitting next to one another.
That's the one where they were doing the James Bond bit, remember?
Now, I don't know if you remember when you watched that bit, but if you look very closely at the feet between them, there's a little pillow with Kitty sitting right there. And since they support Liverpool and Arsenal, respectively, all I can guess is that Kitty is going to pull a draw.
Very good. That would
I'd
be
take a draw at this point.
first draw of the season, since there hasn't been a draw yet.
I would take
Yeah.
a draw at this point.
So everybody always remember to please responsibly drink and gamble. Yeah, you forgot it earlier.
And legally, by the way.
And legally. I always got your background.
Thanks, Mel. Your boy is 2-0.
Heard your boy is 2-0.
The other boy is not.
Yeah, lost a close one. It's early season. We'll be all right.
Inch or a mile, my friend. Inch or a mile. This week saw Mr. Alberto take you out to go top of the table, actually, with a plus 92 point differential. Alan, another Everton supporter with Carlos Brow in second place after winning his match, plus 72 differential. Me remaining in third at a plus 65. So it is only a matter of time for me to take over top spot. And then the main medicine man, Smokey,
Yeah.
also 2-0.
Nice.
Even better than his own team.
Wow.
Very well done, mate. A host of people on 3 points, but JB, the fantasy guru,
Mhm.
has yet to register a win.
What?
Oh, no.
Nothing. Taylor, Death by Proxy is the new name, which
Son of a bitch.
I thought you would appreciate.
That's hysterical. How do you do?
Rob with Gunner Tech in 15th, and then dead last, bringing up the old caboose, is our boy Russ.
Oh, not
Wait,
going well, Russ.
So you're telling me so far I have drafted a better team than Russ and Rob?
Yes.
Nice.
All of you are 0-2, though.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about that. Just
Oh,
that
that
she
means
did better.
Lindsay beat. Oh, I'm happy and sad. I'm happy and sad.
Yes. You are happy and sad, and Lindsay is bang average in 9th.
Heard. All right.
I do need to just say one thing real quick. God damn it, Russ. I'm not sorry.
Heard. Well, that's going to about wrap it up, boys and girls. Sammy, any parting words?
Yeah, Tottenham think they have had a successful window because they signed a 31-year-old golfer.
Yeah. Who left
And
with no
that's-
trophies and came back with a bunch of trophies from another club.
I think this was on the cards last summer when they built their new training facility. There is a pitch and putt in the front yard. So I think they knew it was coming. It is very funny. The meme that was floating around that also makes me laugh is the reason I'm rejoining Tottenham is a picture of Gareth Bale in the kit.
Yep.
The reason I'm rejoining Tottenham is because I feel like this is my home. And also, we don't compete for trophies, so I'll have more time to work on my golf game.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
Along with Bielsa, I have another arm. Put that straight in my veins. Love it.
I fucking love it, too. Thank you very much for joining us, boys and girls. Next up is Injury Time, where we discuss the beers we've been drinking tonight and preview the upcoming weekend's matches. And until next week, everybody.
LEEROY Jenkins.
You're really proud of yourself on that one.
Very funny.